What's up guys, and welcome back to 8 Count. Today we're going to be talking about Tommy Fury and Jake Paul and the whole saga. So let's go back a bit and concentrate on what happened. So Tommy Fury and Jake Paul have been having these back and forths. Jake Paul eventually agreed to fight Tommy Fury. It would have been the first out and out boxer he would have fought in his career. Everyone was excited. People thought we're going to see the end of Jake Paul. We're going to see the start of Tommy Fury. Obviously, he follows in the steps of his half brother, Tyson Fury. He doesn't look as good, but who knows about his career and where it could go. Moving on, Tommy Fury got injured. He got a rib injury which ruled him out of the first fight. People said he was ducking it. People said he was scared. He wasn't ready. Whatever the reason, he posted some x-rays and we saw that he supposedly had a broken rib. Now, moving on, Jake Paul agreed to fight Tyron Woodley in the second fight. Tyron Woodley got wiped to the floor, as we all expected. Tyron Woodley, he did say that he wanted to fight Jake Paul again, but we all knew what the outcome was going to be. He wasn't a boxer. Jake Paul was just levels above him now. And yeah, so that happened. Moving on now, we're in July. Last month, so in June, Jake Paul announced that he's going to be fighting Tommy Fury in Madison Square Garden. For any boxer, that's huge, let alone someone like Jake Paul or Tommy Fury. To be headlining a fight in Madison Square Garden, the mecca of boxing, it was huge for them. It would have been Jake Paul's first actual fight with a boxer, and it would have been Tommy Fury's breakout fight in America. Obviously, we know he fought Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor in the previous card in America, and then this would have been his big fight with Jake Paul. And then has just hit the fan. So we all know the Fury family has links to MTK Global and the owners of that, and they've been involved in some sort of gang-related crimes, and it's come back to bite the Fury family. We know John Fury, Tyson and Tommy's dad, has been banned from America indefinitely. He isn't allowed back in the country, and that's something that's really big for the Fury brothers. Whenever they fight America, he's never there. He can't get a visa for the country. The American government just doesn't allow it. So in Tommy Fury's first fight in America with Anthony Taylor, his dad wasn't there. It wasn't a problem. They didn't make a big deal out of it, whatever. When Jake Paul 1 was announced, Tommy Fury and Jake Paul, they made it out to be a problem. They said they want their dad there, X, Y, Z. Obviously, that fight got called off. Now we've got Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury again, and the same thing came up. They're complaining that their dad's not going to be there, he's not going to have his trainers. So Tommy Fury came up with like a deal. He was like, I won't have my trainers, you don't have your trainers there. Jake Paul said, whatever you want, let's make it happen. Now, the American government has stopped Tommy Fury to get into the country with his links to the Fury family. Although he may not have been linked to the crimes, he has the link with the family, with MTK Global, so on and so forth. Only just like a week or two ago, the fight was called off. Tommy Fury not being able to get his visa. Jake Paul was said to be looking for a new opponent. Jake Paul came back a few days later, as well as Tommy Fury said they're going to be looking for a way to work around this. Jake Paul then managed to release a statement, said all Tommy Fury's team has to do is get in touch with the embassy, do so and forth paperwork, and he'll be able to clear his name and come to fight. And then we didn't hear anything from Tommy Fury. Jake Paul said he's got 24 hours to respond or the fight's off. And that's what just happened. The fight got called off. Jake Paul has now agreed to fight Hasim Rahman Jr., the son of Hasim Rahman, who famously knocked out Lennox Lewis. And again, we have Jake Paul pushing himself to fight a professional fighter. He's 12-1. He might not have fought the most amazing people, but at the end of the day, we've got Jake Paul to fight a professional fighter. And it's interesting, right? Because these two were sparring partners. So there's a video that was released. They had a little bit of back and forth, bit of beef, and now we've got the fight happening. I'll be honest with you, I think Tommy Fury's a fraud. KSI also came out and said, if you can't fight in America, you're willing to fight on my card, which was August 27th in the UK. He said to Jake Paul, come fight on my undercard. Jake Paul didn't respond, obviously. He didn't want to fight on undercard. Tommy Fury also didn't respond. Jake Paul has now made a statement saying, after I fight Hasim Rahman Jr., he's willing to fight Tommy Fury in the UK and he'll pay him 500k for the fight. Tommy Fury straight away came out and said, nope, not doing it. This is interesting because Tommy Fury previously released a video saying, I'll fight you for free any day, anywhere, any place. And now he's gone back on his word. Tommy Fury's a fraud in my eyes. I don't want to see his name mentioned in and around boxing. Yes, I would like to see him fight Jake Paul because I feel like they're at the same level, but he just gets too much credit just because he has the Fury name. He's done nothing in the sport of boxing. He's fought journeymen, and at the end of the day, Jake Paul's done more than him in the sport of boxing, and that's the God's honest truth. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this fight with Jake Paul and Hasim Rahman Jr. Obviously, we're going to see Jake Paul pushing himself to a fight of this caliber, and we're also going to be seeing Hasim Rahman Jr. getting exposure to the big scene and the mecca of boxing, which is Madison Square Garden. Guys, let me know what you think of the fight. Who do you think is going to come out on top? What do you think of Jake Paul pushing himself? If he loses, does it set back his career? Does it end his boxing career? Or does he just move on, take the experience, and continue his boxing career? Let me know what you guys think. It was good speaking to you guys again. Peace.